How about it, folks? This is Tucker Ullman with Ullman St. Croix here at Estala Farms. We're out here with the sheep and the guard dogs today. Today, our question of the day is, how many sheep per acre can I run? All right, we caught ourselves asking this question quite a bit when we first started, and it is an important question because stocking density, I believe the animal acre per acre unit is 1,000 pounds. So if you figure you have a steer or a cow that's weighing 1,200, 1,300, you can run 1.5 cows per acre. With sheep, you can be somewhere in the ballpark of 6 to 7 acres, or 6 to 7 sheep per acre. It's all according to how good your grass is. That's the big key. There's a bunch of videos out there, and I'm sorry, I know this wind's pretty bad today on this microphone, but yeah, so one of the biggest things that we ran into when we started researching a lot of this when we first started sheep was this question. We wanted to make sure that we weren't overstocked, but we wanted to be able to run as many sheep as we could. Done a bunch of research. Everything we looked up, every answer is different, and that's the truth. They call that it's a $1 million question. It's all specifically geared towards how is your farm, how is your land set up, how is your grass. There's guys out west that's irrigating, and if you're irrigating with good quality pasture, very good forage in the pasture, there's people running up to 10 sheep per acre. For us, the number that we've kind of played with, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what ours is, but right now we're liking 5 sheep per acre. From what we see with our grass, as you can see, we're in January here. We're winter stockpiling right now, but from what we're seeing, 5 sheep per acre. That's kind of where we need to be at right now until we get to some of our grass, some of our land better. And right now, that's keeping us where we're not overgrazed. It's providing a good amount of quality forage for our sheep. And it's the biggest thing is we just wanted to make sure we weren't overstocked. So, and we're seeing that, and it's working out pretty good. Right now we're in lambing season. We have our sheep that's moving across right there. We're usually pretty big on rotationally grazing. Right now we just got this 11-acre lot right here that is we just got this finished. We have another 80 acres that we got to finish fencing on this side of the road. So with it being January, with it being winter time, I think we put them in here on this in October. So right now we haven't got this particular paddock set up for rotational grazing. Now come spring and March we will. But for right now, we're just letting them have it. We're just letting them anything they can find. And I'll be honest with you, we rotationally grazed all summer using our Premier 1 netting, and I can honestly say we believe the hype. Regenerative agriculture, what it does for the land, what it does for the soil, what it does for the grass, and what it does for the animals. We saw it this summer. I tell you, we took our 12 ewes and our 2 rams over the summer, and we moved them. I think the longest we left them somewhere was 3 days. Usually about half-acre paddocks is what we found was pretty good. Grass was cranking, and we were moving them, and the body condition scores were just outrageous from when we were moving them. So we definitely going to get back to that in March. Biggest thing we've seen, and we've ran into this since we have not been rotating them in the last month or so, is parasites. Now, granted, we're in lambing season, so we just had we had a ewe come down. She had twins, December the 26th, and 5 days later showed up with a swollen face. I believe it was bottle jaw, barber pole worms, and that'll happen. That's our first case of it, and we treated it with we do not do routine wormers. You know, we don't do scheduled wormers, but when we see a lamb or a ewe like that who's in critical condition, especially with lambs by our side, we're going to step in and worm. Now, granted, these are St. Croix sheep, and where people say they are the silver bullet of homestead farms and such, I can totally agree. They are the silver bullet. their parasite resistance, it amazes me every day, the way they are able to shed parasites, be resilient to them. That's not to say that they can't get them though. And we saw our ewe that had it, so it's just something you gotta. Yes, they're parasite resistant, but you need to make sure you're rotating and really taking care of them, because if they're stuck in one spot, they can get them. But so back to sheep per acre. So we found out that 5 sheep per acre works for us. As you can see, we got a lot of Bahia, some Bermuda, really just a mix of grass here. And for us, and we're not able to irrigate yet. We have plans for that in the future. So, and this is South Georgia. I didn't mention. So South Georgia and South Georgia, Bermuda grass, Bahia grass, just a mix. And we at 5. So to give you a short answer, 5 acres or 5 sheep per acre is what we've come up with, and that's just what's worked for us. That's what we're going to continue running until we see any improvement. We would like to be able to get to 6 or 7 sheep per acre. Hopefully we'll get there soon, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. I want to give a plug for some lambs we have coming available. They'll be ready March the 10th. All right. We'll have some ram lambs. They'll be 75% St. Croix. They'll be 25% Katahdin. And the way we got that was we have our registered St. Croix ram, Roscoe. He bred across our 50% Katahdin, 50% St. Croix ewes. That comes out to 75% St. Croix, 25% Katahdin. So we're going to retain all our ewes, so we won't have any of them available, but as we're trying to build our flock. But we'll have some ram lambs available, some really nice looking rams. We'll try and get some video clips of them here shortly for you. And I'm Tugger Allman. This is Allman St. Croix at Estala Farms. Thanks for coming along today. Sheep per acre. It is the $1 million question, but if that gives you any help, any insight, ours is 5 sheep per acre, and we see that working pretty well for us. There they are, folks. There's our ram lambs. Gonna be ready to go here at the beginning of March. Go ahead and check our website, allmanstcroix.com.